Good morning, 7th class. Yesterday also we saw this picture, and this is the picture of three persons. They are three sailors, those who used to go voyage, and today they are discussing their interesting moments with each other. And yesterday we also started our lesson, and that was 3 at the table. 3 people are sitting and they are talking to each other. And what is the matter of their talking? It is the matter of ghost. They are talking about the ghost. And one of them, a clean shaven man, and he started to share his experience once. What happened? So once he was on the visit of the English land in English countryside, he had an amazing experience. And what was that? One day he took a heavy breakfast and he went to visit, and by chance he lost his way, and it was very foggy and it was very dark also, getting dark. So he took the help of a man to find out the way. So the man left him to a place where there was a small house. So the man went to another place and saw him that this is the house. You can see here, you can take the shelter here. So up to here we have read the clean shaven man. He knocked at the door and a lady comes with a candle in her hand. Then he asked for the shelter. The lady hesitated, but the man comes. Then he asked the stranger to come into the house. Come in, he said quickly. Shut in door, Annie. And the name of the lady was Annie. And he asked his wife that you come inside quickly and shut the door. And now we are going to start. See. Okay. Almost before I knew it, I was standing inside. I followed my host into the room and taking the chair, warmed my frozen fingers at the fire. The host means the person in which house I got the shelter, in whose house he was giving me chair also, and he was giving me warmth also, means the weather was very cold outside. Dinner will soon be ready, said the old man. I bowed and he left the room. A minute after I heard his and the old woman's voice, and I fancied a third. Before I had finished my inspection of the room, he returned and announced, there will be 3 of us at dinner, we 2 and my son. I suppose you don't mind dining in the dark, he said abruptly. So the man announced that there will be 3 people on the dinner table and you will be the 4th, so you will not mind. No, not at all, I replied, hiding my surprise, but really I am afraid. I am introducing. If he will allow me. He waves his huge hand. It's seldom we have company. My son's eyes are bad and he can't stand in light. Ah, here is Annie. So they tell about the son that his eyes had some problem. That's why they always remain in dark. And after that, his wife comes. The old man entered and began to lay the cloth, while my host, taking a chair and other side of the fireplace, sat looking silently into the fire. The table set, the old woman placed 3 chairs and left the room. The old man rose from his chair, placed a large grain in front of the fire, and slowly extinguished the candles. Blow out the candle. Blind man's holiday, he said, and groping his way to the door, opened it. Somebody came back into the room with him and took a seat at the table. Though it was dark, but I feel that somebody entered the room and took the table, because they have earlier announced that we three will be on the table, and one was their son. The strangest voice I have ever heard broke the silence, and it was the new person. A cold night, it said sweetly. Yes, I replied. It was somewhat difficult eating in the dark, and it was obvious from the behavior of my invisible companion that they were not used to dining under such circumstances as I was. We ate in the silence until the old woman came into the room with some sweets. So it was quite dark and they were eating, and it was very quiet also. No noise was there, and there was no noise. The silence was broken by the lady who enters the room, old woman. Are you a stranger here? Inquired the curious voice again. I replied in the affirmative. I said yes, and murmured something before being lucky in stumbling upon such a good dinner. There was something so strange about the whole business. I could see a pair of wild eyes shining like a cat's. So the sailor, or we can say the writer, he was able to see only the eyes that were shining like the cat's eyes. Very bright eyes were there. Though it was very dark, but the eyes were shining. With a growing sense of uneasiness, I pushed my chair back. It caught the rug, and in my efforts of disentangle it, the screen in front of the fire fell over a crash. In the flickering light of the fire, I saw a face of the creature opposite, the man or beast. Which was it? In the mere red glow of the fire, the face looked more devilish than before. So when the writer, or we can say the sailor, he turned his chair, by chance the screen of the mirror turned to the man who entered the room at the last, and it was a very devilish face, very dangerous, very frightening. I beg your pardon, said I, but I have not accidentally overturned the screen. Allow me to replace it. No, said the old man gently. Let it be. We have had enough of the dark. It will be a light now. He struck a match and slowly lit. Now the old man said, no matter, it's very much dark now. Let us light the candle. Then I saw the man opposite had a gaunt, weird face with only one eye. Means a thin and bony man was there, and he had only one eye. My son was injured some years ago in a burning house, said the old man. Since then we have lived a very retired life. When you come to our door, his voice trembled. So he told about the boy who was their son, that due to some fire accident he lost his one eye, and therefore they lived a retired life. Means they are very alone. And his voice was groaned. He started a weeping sometime, that when you entered our house, and then he stopped. He trembled. I thought, said his son, that it would be better for me not to come to the dinner table. but it happens to be my birthday and my father would not hear of my dining alone and so hit upon his foolish plan of dining in the dark. So the boy explained now that it was his birthday and father don't want that I should celebrate my birthday alone. Therefore they decided to dine in the dark, means in the dark room they were having the dinner. I'm sorry I startled you. I'm sorry, said I, and I reached across the table and gripped his hand. That I am such a fool, but it was only in the dark that you startled me. We never see a friend, said the old man, and temptation to have company was too much for us. Besides, I don't know what else you could have done. So the old man was very much happy to have a friend because they were living quite alone. We were soon as merry as party as I have ever seen. The night passed by rapidly. We could hardly believe our eyes when during a lull in the conversation the clock in the hall struck 12. And it was 12 o'clock. They keep on talking with each other. At last, toast before we retire, said my host. So host asked in the last that I want to present a toast in the last. The old man rose and gazed proudly at his disfigured son. To the health of my children, my boy saved, he said. And the father was very happy that the figure of the boy may be any, but after all, his son is alive. He was not died in the fire. He was alive, he was escaped, and he was very much happy on his birthday. So it's finished the lesson. We shall do the exercise tomorrow. Thank you.